So right now I'm in Palermo. I'm with Luigi. Luigi is one of my friend's uncle and he's kindly offered to show me around.
We're gonna check out some Sicilian street food. Then we'll go back to Luigi's home, raid his garden for some fresh produce to whip up a classic Sicilian dish. You! G'day, my name's Tak. I've quit my full-time job and followed my heart and stomach to Italy, a place where I always wanted to film traditional Italian food and produce. It's a self-funded passion project, so it's just me and my camera. No other camera crew. Bit raw in parts, but delicious. Along the way, my Sicilian mate Salvo joined me as a translator. He owns and manages Convivio Pizzeria in Sicily and is nutty about good food as I am. A Japanese-American Aussie in Italy? And you're not even a chef? Just a nobody? Well, that's exactly why you should stick around. Here's my story. Andiamo a mangiare. Palermo is the capital of Sicily. It's a city that goes back 2,700 years. Just in case you don't know where Sicily is, it's at the very south end of Italy, traditionally characterized by the football off the toe of Italy. Throughout its history, Sicily has been ruled by the Roman Empire, the Greeks, the Arabs. You can tell from the architecture. This means that the food here in Sicily has been influenced by those rulers. We're at the Ballaro Street Market, which is one of the most famous markets in Palermo. They've got everything from vegetables, fruits, meat, fish. I love going to the markets in a new city because it gives you an idea of what their food culture is like. Markets are a good place for local produce. It's also great for local street food. There was something in the air that smelled awesome. Some sort of barbecued meat.
Intestine. Intestine.
Intestinal beef.
Very good
Smell.
nice, but no good for eat.
Really?
I dig Luigi's honesty. The butcher also barbecues mouth, feet, tripe. I asked him about spleen, the typical Sicilian offal which is called meusa in Italian and meusa in Sicilian.
Meusa is good, but the meusa and polmone are good.
Polmone, yeah.
Yes, these are good.
Even though it doesn't sound appetizing, I'm down to try some spleen. I'm Asian. I love offal. It's not something I'd recommend to my vegan and vegetarian mates, but it's one of the most famous street food in Palermo, and you can only find it in Sicily. Pani meusa literally translates to bread with spleen. The brown stuff in the vat is spleen.
In italiano meusa.
Meusa, sì. Io capisco.
Cheese, formaggio.
The cheese is shaved caciocavallo. It's a local cheese made from cow or sheep's milk. I've done an episode on caciocavallo, so check it out if you haven't seen it yet.
How is it, Luigi?
Okay?
Good.
Because the spleen has been cooking in the vat of lard for 73 hours, it's quite soft and not chewy. The salt and the caciocavallo transform the whole thing into a hearty sandwich that makes you crave for beer or wine instantly. It'll be the ultimate end of the night snack like a kebab.
I tested the pani meusa in many places.
See. Best one there.
Best.
Yeah, that one was very nice. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Luigi lives in a village called Lascari, 50 kilometers east of Palermo. The property he lives on has been around for hundreds of years. In his backyard, there's a guard tower that was built in the 1500s. He showed me an inscription on the sandstone of the tower that specifies this, but it's a bit hard to make out the numbers.
Yeah, 1500, 1500.
1,500.
It's kind of crazy to think there's a 500-year-old building in your backyard, but I guess that's Europe. Every step you take, you seem to walk into a labyrinth of history, which is fascinating.
Oh, beautiful, huh? Very nice.
Luigi is showing me his garden as he goes out to pick up some vegetables for dinner.
And these are tenerumi. With this, we do the pasta.
Oh, okay.
Tenerumi.
Tenerumi is a typical Sicilian vine with leaves. The actual vegetable from this plant is called zucchina lunga, basically a giant zucchini that forgot to stop growing.
Questa è zucchina lunga. Zucchina lunga siciliana.
Sì.
Luigi's wife Irena is showing me that the tenerumi is part of the zucchina lunga. Right now it's the end of summer, And in his garden, Luigi has eggplants, celery, tomatoes, peaches, apricots, red oranges, navel oranges, Japanese Nespala, walnuts, a little vineyard with grapes. It's crazy. It's ridiculous he takes care of all this by himself. He's 73 years old. Hats off to him. It's time for Irena to work her magic. I definitely noticed she was still smoking as she picked out the tenerumi leaves. She's old school. Irena is preparing a dish called pasta con tenerumi. Translates to, guess what? Pasta with tenerumi. It's a typical Sicilian dish. Oil goes into the pan. Going, still going. That is a lot. Then a can of diced tomatoes go in. That's proper deep frying pop and crackle you can hear. Being in the countryside of Sicily where we just harvested fresh vegetables, I was under the illusion that canned tomatoes wouldn't be used. Wrong. I'm not gonna lie. My expectations of the dish faded a little bit after my selfish garden-to-plate idea was disturbed by a can of tomatoes. When Irena served out the dish though, I realized my fault. It smelled incredible.
Buon appetito. Grazie. Luigi will be my cameraman.
Okay. Now it's good.
Buonissimo. Yeah, it's really good. Very comfort food. Very good.
Despite my stupid expectations, Irena's pasta con tenerumi was super tasty. From the streets of Palermo to the countryside in Lascari, the street food and the home cooking are quite different in style. What they both have in common, however, is that they're both super simple and it's been honed throughout the generations to the point of perfection. I'm really grateful to Luigi and Irena. I'm very fortunate. Thanks for watching. That's all for this one. Ciao! If you enjoyed this episode, I'd really appreciate it if you like it and share it with your friends. The project is 100% self-funded and it'll only spread with your help. Word of mouth. Cheers.